Welcome to the Digital Garage Season 2. In the last season, we talked to many of our esteemed CIOs and CTOs, and we talked about how organizations are becoming digitally enabled and what is required from a people, process, and technology perspective. In this season, we will talk more about individual leaders and what is required in this technology zone and how they can influence the growth of the technology companies. My name is Asif Akram, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer for Systems Limited. We are a team of about 6,000 people working on various technology projects for Pakistan and across the world. In this era where we are moving forward into a lot of uncertainty, we are in the post-COVID era, we've got the war, we've also got a lot of uncertainty from an economics perspective with the banking sector in trouble and many other things happening around the world. I would like to focus to see what leadership from a technology perspective is required from many of our leaders to be impactful and to ensure that the technology from in their organizations, may it be an enterprise or a services company, keeps growing. There are many topics, there are many areas that we will cover, and I would go through some of them in detail throughout this series. So some of the areas that we will focus on require deep understanding of what we are dealing with. We're dealing with a Generation Z, which is a specific new generation when it comes down to technology development. They're already very much versed with how technology works and have some special characteristics. So the focus needs to be how do we ensure that in this uncertain area, dealing with Gen Z and with all the technology that is growing, for example, ChatGPT and many other revolutionary AI and blockchain and metaverse technologies coming, how does a leader react? A few characteristics for this leader are very important, and let me list down a few of them. The first one is growth mindset, which I will talk much more in detail in this session. Then authenticity and also bringing in transparency for the leaders is very important. The role of technology, which is becoming larger and larger in every enterprise, is extremely important for the leaders to understand. Also understanding what digital transformation will do for their employees and for their customers is extremely important. So let me start with the growth mindset. Growth mindset is something that is very well defined in many places, but is also not very well defined in many places. So let's look at this in detail. Growth mindset means that we are always open for learning. We are always open for new things. So the focus of growth mindset versus fixed mindset is very important to understand. In fixed mindset, the teams and the technology leaders are limited to what they know and what they've been doing in the past. A lot of times we hear, we're doing this because this is how we've been doing it in the past. But with growth mindset, we open up new areas. We open up areas where failures are embraced, where we have fail fast strategies, where we have self-care practiced by all our team members, where we have learning new skills becomes part of the culture. At Systems, we've been embracing this growth mindset. One of the reasons we've been growing is that this growth mindset has become part of our DNA. And I would like to share some of those examples. Our teams have become self-autonomous working teams because they know they can make mistakes, they can learn from them, and then move forward. Our employees and our team members are very much independent in terms of how they work with each other, how they communicate with each other, and we're creating this culture where we are bringing in appreciation at all levels. And this enables us to create this growth mindset. So learning new skills is a daily part of what we do. We have already done partnerships with many organizations like LUMS, where we are doing leadership trainings for all our employees. And this becomes an important part of everybody's day-to-day culture. Because with growth mindset, we start influencing the culture of the organizations. Mistakes and failures do define a lot of things that we do. The culture within the growth mindset is that mistakes and failures are allowed. They're allowed, and they become learning experiences. And this is a key for a lot of the growth that the organizations are happening. It almost becomes a school day every day for organizations when they have growth mindset, in which they're learning and they're sharing their lessons. Diversity of thoughts becomes very important. So every idea is welcome. And every person brings in a unique perspective, they bring in strengths. And with 6,000 people at Systems, we are very keen to take on this diversity of thought and ensuring that everybody contributes to this idea. So rather than having a complete hierarchical culture in the growth mindset, we bring in new ideas. These ideas bring in technology ownership from the teams, they bring in team ownerships, they also bring in customer ownerships for us. And finally, in the growth mindset, the area that we have also focused on is the well-being of our team members. When I say well-being, it's about ensuring that everybody understands what empathy is. And empathy, the way we define is living in the other person's shoes. In the growth mindset culture, you're always worrying about your colleague, your manager, your team member, and understanding how they do it. For this, we've created a people management culture. Each people manager has 8 to 10 of the team members reporting to them, and they all bring in the ideas and bring them together so that they can continue this culture. In a nutshell, technology leaders in this era have to be very much cognizant about how they manage their teams. Do they manage them through a fixed mindset, through a very stringent routine, or they give them a lot of space to think, grow, and work together? We have adopted this. A lot of leaders will need to adopt this if they're not doing it already, and this becomes a key part of going into the 2023 and beyond for technology. So in conclusion, people want to be part of something. They want to be in a safe environment which they can thrive. We have to build transparent and empowered culture and lead and support and make all of this as a new normal, the way to do things everywhere. At Systems, we are working through it on a day-to-day basis. The good news is this can be implemented and learned anytime within the organizations. We've done it. We'd like the rest of the organizations in the world and in Pakistan to do this as well. This was our first episode of our new season of Digital Garage, in which we will be continuing to talk about technology leadership in the new era. Today, we talked about growth mindset, and we'll bring in such topics in the subsequent episodes as well. Thank you very much. Keep watching. Thank you.